And a good Saturday afternoon now. It's a little afternoon in the East. Chris McDonald with you with a breaking Mac Files Saturday. We're grateful to have you today, and we're going to get right to this because we're getting ready to get packed up here today. Wasn't expecting to come on today at all, but we do have breaking news, and I wanted to get our dear buddy James Akers in on the line with us today to talk about it. And James, it's good to see you this morning, and it's actually afternoon now. I've got Mac Files Friday night. I need to change that, but let me just say, good to see you, buddy. We got some powerful news coming out of Venezuela. Maduro has been removed by the U.S. government, and it happened overnight. I'm looking at the TV, President Trump and them are still speaking a little bit, but I want to get your take on this. Maduro has been sort of threatening the United States for a while, and President Trump, he's just a different kind of president, James. I mean, he's not going to allow these thug dictators to, hinder the flow of our oil and hinder, and threaten American security. And he's standing up for the oppressed. I mean, he's standing up for these regimes that are oppressing people. And he pretty much just went in overnight at 2 o'clock this morning. This is local time. They took him and his wife out on a plane. There's photos of that circulating already. And there's been a regime change in Venezuela with the help of the United States. And as what I'm understanding, we're going to run the country until they settle down. What's your thoughts on all this morning, man? What a Saturday, man. What a way to start the new year.
Yeah, welcome to the new year, huh? In
welcome
terms of
to the new year.
Geopolitical developments. This is an interesting story, and it has several aspects. So let me unpackage it, at least from my vantage point. Number one, you have an American president that for the first time in several administrations is starting to act like America has throw weight around the world.
Right.
So there is that perspective. There is a legal precedent for this. We did basically the same thing. I think it was probably during the Carter years to Noriega, a dictator in Panama who was punching above his weight and was doing things that were adversarial to U.S. interests in Panama, and was brought back and tried in courts in Florida for those types of crimes. So I was listening to a legal expert on Fox this morning that gave that side of it, that there's a legal precedent, and you will hear people from the right and certainly ardent Trump supporters that say there is a precedent for this. This is not a U.S. president acting as a maverick of some sort.
Correct.
That there is a history behind this sort of thing. So there's, on the positive side, there's that aspect of it. On a side that I'm scratching my head about, and so my position is clear. As an ardent America First type of person, it's about time America started acting like the empire it is.
Amen.
And kudos to Trump for taking strong, resolute actions. There has certainly been the country has played a major role in bringing drugs into this country, and so there is that angle that Trump's opponents are going to have to navigate around to criticize the president for his actions. On the other side, the Panama comparison doesn't exactly apply in every case. In Panama, we had American troops situated in the canal area, and we had entree into the Panamanian military. We do not have that sort of access in Nicaragua. We have 2 U.S. warships, aircraft carrier floating off the coast and were exercising power at a distance. In Nicaragua, what you have is the Chavez dictatorship, Maduro dictatorship, has over decades now essentially hollowed out any opposition to themselves in the military. And so what you have in the military are people that are totally dependent on the dictatorship and the corruption that has resulted from it. And so you don't have an independent sort of pro-American force. They've been sort of weeded out over the years, and so for those people that think that this is going to automatically lead to a coup d'état of pro-American people inside the military, I'm not sure that's going to happen.
I don't either. Let me ask you
And
this.
you also,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
just one more point.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Colin Powell made a great point several years ago when talking about developments in the Middle East, and I think it's apropos for this situation. Uh, uh, once you break the egg, it's yours. You have to take ownership of it. And although this was a wonderfully successful surgical military operation, kudos to the American forces for pulling it off. And Trump was probably right this morning when he said only the United States could pull off something like this.
Correct.
You now have a broken situation with no clear path on how this thing is going to unfold. And it is going to be a field rife with unintended consequences, and we're going to have to deal with those consequences. So that's my take going into it, buddy, for what it's worth.
Well, let me ask you this. When they say the U.S. will run Venezuela, is that not what got us in trouble in Iraq? Because, and I know it's not the same issue, but in a way it is, because we wanted to impose, and I think you've already alluded to it, that we cannot expect there to be a pro-American government in every place in the universe, James. There's going to be people out there that do not want American-style democracy. And I'm sort of catching up to this. This all hit me. I just woke up, and it was a long night last night. And I just got up to this news, and I'm sort of catching up to speed as to what all the missing, the parts that are moving. But the one thing that's standing out is this idea that the United States is going to run the country at least for a season until Venezuela gets its act together. Well, that's what we did in Iraq, and that didn't go too well for us at the beginning. Do you think that we've learned our lessons and we're going to do this a little differently than Bush Jr. did? And is it the same issue, or is there two separate issues here? Is this Venezuela's different, or Iraq? What's your thoughts on that? I know that may be a convoluted question, but what I'm trying to get at is America don't need to be in the nation building business. We can't build other nations. We just can't. I mean, we've tried this. It's never worked. It didn't work in Afghanistan. It didn't work in Iraq. And Venezuela's got to decide if they want Maduro's running their country, and I'll give you that he was there illegally. He probably likely stole that election. He was never going to give up power. So we've given them the chance now. Are they going to take it as a people?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I apologize. I misspoke. My wife sent me a note. I said Nicaragua when it's Venezuela. But in terms of Iraq, we basically, I remember being in the intel community and all of these, even before the Middle East operations, the military types come in, and my point sitting at the table was, yes, militarily you can do X, Y, and Z. But what comes after? There's no real game plan for what comes after. So when we toppled Saddam Hussein in Iraq, we thought that event by itself would initiate a string of events that was favorable to United States foreign policy. It didn't work out that way, and we have made that mistake. It seems to me repeatedly, and therein lies the danger with this one. We have, because of successive years of dictatorship that has effectively weeded out U.S. influence in the oil industry, in the military, in the economic structure of Venezuela. We do not have the leverage outside of replacing a leader that we never recognized as legitimate. We do not have the leverage in Venezuela, I would argue, to orchestrate a string of events that would be favorable to the U.S. in terms of foreign policy.
That's right.
We have pulled out a person that we thought was despicable and behind a number of very questionable acts. We're going to try them in court, in an American court. But in terms of leaving Venezuela as a country now that is ready for a total regime change and a democratic surge that will bring the country.
Oops, we got James frozen here. Hang on just a second. Let me. Oh goodness, we've got a problem here. Hang on, folks, just a second. We're going to lose him. Let me call him back. We've been having problems on all this morning, our cellular network. Let me see if we can get him back on here. Bear with us 1 second. Bear with us 1 second. If you're joining us right now, you're watching live coverage this morning. President Trump is still speaking. He's taking questions right now. That's why we probably don't have a lot of folks over here. James, I'm sorry we lost you on the line. It's my fault. It's my network. You were speaking, and you were talking about whether Venezuela was going to take the reins at the very end. I just missed about the last 3 minutes of what you were saying, but I'll let you pick it up from there. But while you're speaking, let me get you this. We got about 10 minutes. What do you think? You sort of alluded to it already that he's on solid ground. I'm watching the reporters on this news conference, and they're sneering. I mean, I can see the sneers and the the gotcha questions already without even having to listen to the interview. Maduro's coming to New York. They're going to bring him and his wife because evidently there was an indictment in the Southern District. That's what sort of precipitated this. But I think you're right, 100,000,000%, that the jury's out on where Venezuela goes, and we can't be just giddy about the fact that we've removed one dictator. James, dictators are like weeds. You can take all the weeds out, but eventually the weeds grow back, and there's going to be, if the Venezuelan people don't stand strong, you're going to get another Maduro down the road, just like Hugo Chavez.
Yeah, and the problem here is, I'm not sure where it cut out, is that you have had two dictatorships back to back that have basically hollowed out any form of democratic institutions in Venezuela.
That's right.
And so there is it's not like there is a strong foundation from which to build a pro-democratic movement in the country. Those people that advocate that sort of philosophy, that sort of political philosophy, have been persecuted and driven underground for years, and so building that sort of a network, that sort of pro-democratic nation building in Venezuela, I would suggest, is really a difficult task. And so we are left now to feel the unintended consequences. And, to his credit, he's going to be heavily criticized for it. Trump wades into these things and takes them on. But I, for one, am glad to see an American president that's willing to wield American power for all the right reasons.
Without a doubt, and I'm with you on that. I'm gonna finish this up with that last part. Does Congress make a big deal of this? I see the left already. I can almost believe that they got up on a Saturday morning and whatever breakfast they had, they're losing it right now, because I can hear he didn't have a right to do this. He didn't consult Congress on this. And I just want to hammer this point home with you before we leave the show, that he did have authority because it was a domestic international threat to the United States. There was an indictment in place. And I think that he's on solid constitutional ground and legal ground. But I don't think the left's going to see it that way. And I've got a feeling there's going to be some on the right, people like Rand Paul and Massey and those rhino Republicans. I think that he's going to be in for a rough week. I do. I really do.
Well, Congress is going to say, and we don't know at this point whether Trump communicated ahead of time to anyone in Congress what he was going to do. I liked the comments. I think it's Senator Cotton from Arkansas.
Yeah,
was on this morning on the Fox network and said, said one of the reasons the operation was successful was because Trump did not consult beforehand.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
he did. Well, that's the same thing that happened with Syria. Hey, James, there's a precedence for that. It was successful in Iran. It was successful in Syria in his first term because the people in Congress would have sabotaged, and these left-wing Democrats would have been running to CNN and screaming that Trump was starting wars and doing that. So, the Democrats can't have this both ways. If they're not going to act like Americans and not act like adults, then you're going to be treated like a fifth-grade child, a 5-year-old. And you don't tell a 5-year-old national security secrets about the atomic bomb. So if they want to act like children, I got no problem with him not telling them. I'll be honest with you. I'm with you. I think it's funny. And Jeannie Castellanova says their liberal heads are exploding this morning. They're probably doing more than exploding. Their omelets are coming up. Them omelets are coming up into the toilet right now. Buddy, I wish we could keep you. It's a Saturday. I'm not going to keep you all day. If we get any more breaking news, I'll holler at you. But listen, I want to thank you for your insight this morning to this. And this is a developing story, and I'm sure there'll be other parts. As of now, folks, this morning there's been a special military operation in Venezuela overnight. Maduro and his wife both are on a plane to America. They've been removed from power. The United States is running the country as of right now. There is we've got a story. All these stories are in our Telegram room at the Patriot Breaking News site, and also our MacFiles Telegram room. James, there's a lady, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, Maria Corina Machado. It looks like that there is a lot of talk that she is going to be poised to take power, and we'll talk about her. I'm not going to be here next week. I'll be broadcasting from Jerusalem, but maybe we can work something out with WhatsApp or something to get a hold of you through Facebook and do this and talk with you from Israel, because we're going to be out of pocket for a few weeks. But listen, don't let me leave the country and come back, okay? And the country being a mess, because I'm coming to you personally and holding you responsible if that's the case, if I leave this country and everything goes to below, okay? I'm just saying, I'm leaving you in charge. We're both licking our wounds from the college football playoffs. The Buckeyes and the Bulldogs are gone, so it's just going to be, looks like Indiana to me. I think Indiana is the toughest team out there to myself. I think they're going to be hard to beat.
They look like the top dog.
They are the top.
You take care of yourself, and God be with you during your trip to Israel. I trust it as a productive trip for you and a true blessing that you'll bring back the lessons to everybody else.
Well, yeah.
And we'll keep our eye on this story. There will be unintended consequences.
Yes.
In the trail of this story, it's inevitable.
It is, buddy.
And so I want to leave it with that. So we will talk to you later, my friend.
God bless, friend.
Safe.
Be safe, James. We'll be in touch, man. God bless. James Akers, everybody, put some fire in that house, and I want to thank you all for being with us. Look, it's a Saturday morning. I don't want you to spend the day with me. I want you to be with your families today. That's what we do on Saturdays. I love you. We'll keep you posted on this. Stay with us on Telegram. If you've got our Telegram link, stay with us there. And I'm going to actually do this. Let me get these images off. I don't know what this is about here. Let's see here. Let's get all this stuff off here. How can I do that? Goodness gracious. Anyway, give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. We're going to manage the channel. Let's do this. And I can't get to the link. But anyway, we're going to be, I would encourage you to visit us on Telegram. And you can find us at the Patriot Breaking News and Views. And then on the MacFiles Faith Network, you can see us there. And all these stories we've got listed this morning, you can see us there. There we go. I'm sorry. There we go. Let me do this. This is one of the links there, and then the other link. We've got another site. We've got two sites actually on Telegram. We've got the regular MacFile site, which we play some of the videos. We're going to be increasing the Telegram room stuff this year, and then this other one that I'm going to post for you in YouTube. That is the one, the Patriot News site. So please join us there, and we'll post any breaking news stories there. And good to see Lisa Snow in the house today. Lisa, good to see you. And Jeannie Caslanova, thank you. And yes, the press conference has been great. Jeannie, I will absolutely, there was no leaks, and I think that's what James sort of said. And the reason there was no leaks is because you don't talk to fifth graders about adult stuff. And that's what these congressional people are. They're just a bunch of petulant children that had daddy issues, and they didn't get their butts beat when they were kids, and they think they're entitled to everything. And all I can tell y'all is that it's going to be like a bunch of hyenas today. And I'm sure people will be calling for Trump's head and this and that and the other. Let him do it. Let him run their mouth. Trump did the right thing. This guy needed to go. But I think that the repercussions of this are going to be far-reaching. This is not some kind of, we're just going to remove a dictator and everything's going to be great. Venezuela is going to have to step up. And Venezuela, they've had two dictators in a row, Hugo Chavez and Maduro, they've elected. Now, granted, some of that has been nothing but voter fraud. And granted, because what James said, Chavez really, he tore down every institution he could to make sure that this would happen and these kind of people would stay in power. But I will tell you this, that Venezuela's got to take control of their country. And we don't want to get bogged down in a quagmire over there like we did in Iraq. We just don't. And I have faith in President Trump. That's the difference. We've got President Trump running the country, and we've got President Trump running things, and Pete Hegseth and Marco Rubio instead of Joe Biden, instead of George Bush Jr. So that, I'm in confidence he's going to do the right thing. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless this great nation of America. President Trump has just finished his press conference, and there will be a lot of questions. I'm sure we probably should have waited till after he did that to come on. But I wanted to at least give you an update of what's going on. Some of you probably were not aware of it. Let me repeat again. The United States has had a special military operation in Venezuela that has taken out this thug dictator, Vicente Maduro, and his wife. And they are now out of power. President Trump just posted a picture on his Real Truth social account of Maduro. We got that picture on our Telegram room. So check it out over there. Follow us there today. And if there's any serious breaking news, we may be back, but we'll see you again in the morning. That'll be our next time. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your Saturday. God bless you. God bless your families. And I'll be saying goodbye to you tomorrow, finally, on the morning, Sunday morning Bible study. And then we'll be leaving for Israel starting tomorrow evening. God bless you, and have a great day, everybody. Pray for our nation, folks, and pray for Venezuela. And pray for Venezuela. There's some prophetic words already coming out this morning that don't think this is all a easy thing to head. The red dragon and the devil is going to regroup, and he will regroup, and that's why we need to be strong in this hour. Have a great day, everybody. Be blessed. I'll see you back here tomorrow on the Bible Study for Faith. Until then, have a good one.